Chapter 36 Special Words. Contractions. To make a contraction word, we put two words together and shorten them using an apostrophe where the letters have been omitted or taken out. Can plus not equals to can't. Remember, when we added the apostrophe in case of can and not, it took the place of the letters N and O of the word not. Do plus not equals to don't. When do and not are put together, they make the contraction don't. We took the two words, took out a letter, the O, put in the apostrophe, and then made the shorter word, the contraction word don't was formed. Have plus not, haven't. In this example, the words have and not were combined. The apostrophe took the place of the letter O and the word haven't was formed. Aren't. Let's think about which two words were put together to form the contraction word. Are plus not. Wouldn't. What about this contraction word? Which two words were shortened? Would plus not. Contractions. Which letter should be kicked out? Can, no, T, can't. Shield. Would not, wouldn't. They are, there. We have, we've. I would, I'd. Will not, won't. Let us, let's. It is, it's. Here is, here's. Remember, sometimes you have to read the entire sentence. She is 9 years old. She is. She's been late to school many times this week. She has. Write the two words that form these contractions. Antonyms. An antonym is a word that has the opposite meaning of another word. For instance, down is an antonym for up and wet is an antonym for dry. Only certain words and concepts have opposites. The one part of speech that almost never has an antonym in the noun, let's think of a noun. Take the word shark. For example, can you think of the direct opposite of a shark? There is no antonym. So which types of words can be antonyms? There is no strict answer to this question, but let's take a look at words that can typically have antonyms. Adjectives. Mostly antonyms are adjectives, which are words that describe nouns. Light, dark, late, early, loud, quiet, big, small, tall, short. Prepositions. Another type of word that can have an antonym is the preposition, which shows a relationship between words or location. Let's look at some examples of preposition antonym pairs. In, out, up, down, back, forth, over, under, near, far. The correct antonym for each underlined word below by circling your choice. Synonyms. Synonyms are words that have the exact or almost exact meaning as another word in the same language. For this reason, synonyms can be interchangeable with other words. Interchangeable means that you can easily switch out one thing for another. Let's look at an example of how synonyms work. Look at the sentence. I had a great birthday party last year. We want to use another word instead of the word great. Can you think of some other words that mean exactly or almost exactly the same thing as great? We will use the word fantastic, which is a synonym for the word great. Now the sentence will read, I had a fantastic birthday last year. The words rich and wealthy are another example. When they are interchanged in the same sentence, they give the same meaning. Synonyms: words that have the same or similar meaning to another word. Similar, same, alike. Smart, brilliant, intelligent. Said, responded, replied, stated. Pretty, beautiful, cute. Funny, hilarious, silly, amusing. Ran, sprinted, dashed. Happy, joyful, glad. Little, short, mini, petite. Saw, observed, looked. Good, great, excellent. Nice, friendly, loved. Big, huge, enormous, gigantic. Throw, toss, hurl. Choose the correct synonym for each underlined word below by circling your choice. Prefix and suffix. What is prefix? A prefix is a pair or group of letters added to the front of a base word. Think about how previews come before a movie starts and remember that prefixes come before a base word. For example, if you take the word replay, you can take off the RE and you are still left with the word play. Play is the base word because you can't take away any more parts and still have meaning. What is a suffix? A suffix is a letter or group of letters added at the end of a word to make a new word. When we take a base word and add a suffix or ending, we can change the word meaning. An example is ER. If we add a to teach, we get teacher or one who teaches. Let's try again. Farm plus ER equals to farmer, which means one who farms. Examples: ER means one who. Let's think of some more words with ER ending. Paint plus ER equals to painter, one who paints. Preach plus ER equals to preacher, one who preaches. Pitch plus ER equals to pitcher, one who. We can also use ER to mean greater or more. Let's try this one out. Close plus ER equals to closer. One thing is more close than something else. Large plus ER equals to larger, more large than something else. Shiny plus ER equals to shinier, more shiny than something else. Now let's try the suffix able, which means can be done. Understand plus able, understandable, can be understood. Compare plus able equals to comparable, able to be compared. Miss, non, mega, IVE, ION. Prefixes and suffixes. Prefix, root word, base word, suffix. Prefix, root word, base word, suffix. Prefix, a word added to the beginning of a root word. Prefix meaning re, again, un, not, pre, before, miss, wrong, dis, not, non, not. Suffix, a word added to the end of a root word. Suffix, meaning full, full of, ly, do something, less, without, less, being, est, most, er, someone who is more. Syllables. A syllable is a part of a word that contains a single vowel sound and that is pronounced as a unit. Some words have just one syllable while others can have several. It's hard to simply explain syllables, so the best way to understand them is to hear them. For example, say the word fox. As you say it, tap your finger along with the sound of the word. You should have tapped one time. Fox has just one syllable. Now let's do the same thing with the word window. Tap out the sounds or beats you hear when you say the word. You should have tapped twice. Window has 2 syllables. The word can be broken into its 2-syllable pieces like this: win-do, using syllables. Syllables can help us in 2 very important ways. They can help us pronounce a word by breaking it down into its parts, and they can help us spell words in the same way. When we take a word and break it apart into its syllables, it's called segmenting. Write the number of syllables in each of the following words. Syllable division rule. Rule number 1. Divide syllables before a suffix. Teach, Rule number 2. Divide syllables after a prefix. Rewind. Rule number 3. Divide between doubled consonants. Furry. Divide. Rule number 4. Divide between 2 middle consonants. Pumpkin. Rule number 5. Divide after an open syllable with a long vowel sound. Corn. Divide. Rule number 6. Divide after the consonant when the nearby vowel has a short sound. Planet. Rule number 7. Divide before consonant le word chunks. Rumble. Rule number 8. Divide compound words between the 2 words. Sunshine. Divide each word by putting a slash symbol between each syllable. On the space provided, write how many syllables each word has. Use a dictionary if you are not sure where to divide the syllables. Simile. A simile is a figure of speech that directly compares 2 different things. The simile is usually a phrase that begins with the words as or like. This is different from a metaphor, which is also a comparison, but one says something is something else. In this similes list, the phrases use the format as something else to make a comparison. As American as apple pie, as big as an elephant, as black as coal, as blind as a bat, as boring as watching paint dry, as brave as a lion, as busy as a bee, as cheap as dirt, as clean as a whistle, as clear as mud, as clear as crystal, as cold as ice, as cool as a cucumber, as cunning as a fox, as dead as a doornail, as deaf as a post, as difficult as nailing jelly to a tree, as dry as a bone, as dull as dishwater, as easy as ABC, as fit as a fiddle, as flat as a pansy, as free as a bird, as fresh as a daisy, as gentle as a lamb, as good as gold, as hard as nails, as heavy as lead, as helpless as a baby, as honest as the day is long, as hot as blue blazes, as hungry as a bear, as innocent as a lamb, as large as life. Metaphor. A metaphor is a comparison which is not literally true. It suggests that something is like by comparing it with something else with similar characteristics. For example, the foot of the hill. A hill does not really have a foot, but we use these words to describe the area at the bottom of the hill. Table, leg. Tables do not really have legs, but we use the word leg because this part of the table looks and acts like a leg. You had him in the palm of your hand. This expression means that you had someone under your total control. My knight is in shining armor. This phrase is meant to express the fact that someone is as brave as a knight. Metaphor. A metaphor is a direct comparison between two things, saying one thing is something else even though literally it isn't. Common metaphors. He is a night owl. You are the apple of my eye. That's a piece of cake. You are a star. You are a couch potato, ugly duckling. Write your own metaphors below.